Hello everybody, it's OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy here. What's happening? And I'm back to expand a little bit more on kind of this conversation that we've been having, because it's really not something that I can encapsulate in one video. And I wish to build on this. So if you watch my videos, each time I'm going to be building a little bit more on the same things. I'll refer back to different videos so you can get a real complete picture from the different videos. So what I want to talk more about today is some of the brands that are considered, the very high, expensive, let's call them. Let's just keep it simple. The most expensive brands in the marketplace, right? What I think is an important thing to note is the distinction between brands that sell at their full price and brands that, let's put it this way. Brands that are of value at their full price and brands that the full price is never purchased. Like nobody pays full price for them, okay? Most of these brands where there's DACs that are $100,000, nobody's paying $100,000 ever for that DAC. It's always discounted, okay? Because it's absolutely ludicrous for anybody to pay $100,000 or more for a DAC. It's a freaking computer, okay? With an analog output stage on it and a power supply, maybe 2 power supplies, okay? Maybe it's 3 boxes, maybe it's 4 boxes, but if it's $100 and something thousand, it's absolutely ludicrous, okay? But those are never sold for their retail prices. You have to realize there are certain products in the industry where the retail price is just a fake out. It's never ever paid anywhere, okay? And I just want to go a little bit more into that, because what happens is people in the marketplace that are shopping around, okay, they are looking for, let's say they're looking in the top level of stuff. They're going to look around. They're going to see something that maybe, it was $150,000 and now it's 60 grand, okay? There are products that are, you go look for them, okay, on sale or on that one yellow website, or the other one, there's where the audio websites are. And go look at some of these products that are supposed to be the best brands, okay? And they are not, they're never even close to what the retail price is, okay? They're sold sometimes a third or a fourth of what the retail price is, okay? So what does that tell you, okay? It is meant to cause a sale, obviously, okay? You're going to look at it and go, oh my gosh, I'm in the right place at the right time. Maybe, okay? If you're a compulsive buyer, you're going to think, oh, look at the bargain I got. Look at the image I'll have, because I'll have this stuff that has this price that's so high that and I can buy it for a fourth of that price, and then I can show it off, okay? So it's like buying a Rolex for, If Rolex is a bad example, okay? Because Rolex hold its value. Rolex will appreciate, okay? Most watches that are built well will appreciate. Hi-Fi does not do that, okay? But let's just talk about holding its value, okay? And what it's worth. Let's look at cars. Most cars right now that are for sale, they are, and especially if we look at the high quality cars, and the ones that are unique and the really most expensive cars, what was I looking at? The Lexus LF1, they're selling for $400,000 still. That's an older car. Good cars right now, look at a Ferrari. It's going to cost more. That appreciates. Okay, so can you imagine what the value of Ferrari, if let's say it was worth a fourth of what it costs new right now? Would you value that brand? No, the reason why Ferrari is so valuable is because it maintains value. It actually has value. When something devalues, to a fourth or a third of what its retail cost is, that means that product does not have value, okay? You have to understand the philosophy or the intention that goes behind a product that has a fake high price and is always discounted, okay? That's done on purpose to make the people that have this big ego that want to show off believe that they're getting this great value. And it's almost like a joke on the guys with the, or could be gals too. It's almost like a joke on the people with big egos. Let's stick it to them. Let's make something for the big ego people that think they're so boss and all that stuff and like to show stuff off. Let's make stuff just for them. So we can really, they need to be raked over the coals. So let's do that. You know, they want to show off. Sure, let's give them something to show off. Let's gold plate it and charge $100 grand for it. You know, let's make it shiny. You know, let's use the name. Let's market the name, do full page ads and make it beautiful. And put beautiful women and put a Rolls Royce in the background or whatever. And we'll market this product and we'll make it desirable because it has this aura about it. What you need to ask yourself is, why are these products at a third of what they normally cost? Okay. And it is because they have no value. They are not valuable products. They are overpriced. And the market shows that because nobody's willing to pay the price that they mark on it. So they have to discount it half off. The only way they can sell is, how much is the discount? That is how you buy that stuff. What is the level of my discount? What a cheap way to buy. That's just a cheap ass way to buy. I don't care how loaded you are. If you're trying to get something and you're just, it's a cheap ass way to buy. And you have to think of the intention of the product that is made with those kind of margins that are fake margins, and it's always sold at half off or a third of the price. They're making it with the intent of overpricing it. So how do you think it's going to sound? What do you think the aura, if there's an energy around that piece, right? I'm a firm believer that anything you create is imbued with your intention, okay? So if you go to eat food, you go to eat barbecue, whatever, any kind of food, if somebody makes it with love and passion, you taste that difference. If you go somewhere where it's a profit maker, you know, like some... Man, oh, there's one restaurant out there, I can't remember the name of it, but they laugh at, they make fun of people that are trying to hoity-toity go to the hoity-toity restaurant, and they serve them like mushroom foam in a little glob, and they give them crappy service, and it's almost a parody, okay? Some people like to be whipped. They pay a lot of money to have a dominatrix or a dom guy beat them up, okay? Some people like to be beat up. It makes them, somehow it feeds them, okay? Maybe that's what this high-end audio is for. Some of this stuff is for people that like to be beat up. I would say that if they maintain their value, but they don't. So it's for people that don't like to be beat up, but you can still take advantage of them because we mark it down to a third of the price because it has no value. So do you want something that has no value? Do you want the Ferrari model that is worth 30% of what it costs new? Or do you want the Ferrari model that 20 years down the road has gone up in value or has stayed the same? Just think about, there's a reason why stuff devalues like that. There's a reason why the market gives it no value. And a lot of it has to do with the intent of that product. If you, like I was saying about the restaurant, okay, you buy something that has love imbued into it with intention, you're going to taste that. It's the same thing with hi-fi. It's the same thing with anything created where somebody's creating it. If you create it because it's a numbers calculation to make profit, it's a widget at that point. It has no soul. It's just a marketing a calculation, you know. When you buy a product that is made with intent, okay, in hi-fi, for instance, to provide the user with a ultimate musical experience where they absolutely can just get into the music and are absorbed by the music. They're not distracted by little sound droplets in the soundstage. They are just completely absorbed into the music and just in music world. If you have those intentions when you create, your product is going to show that. It's going to sound that way. It's going to have that spirit. Clearly, it doesn't have a brain, a body, and all that stuff. But what is the spirit anyways? Spirit is something beyond our bag of bones, right? The meat suit, as some people call it. The spirit is above and beyond. The spirit is the energy and the intention of the person, right? So the spirit gets imbued into the hi-fi product as well. And the products that are the best are the ones that are not discounted, the ones that maintain high value on the used market, and the ones that are few and far between. They're not everywhere discounted. Every dealer's got them. Those are not the products you go after. So I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into the super high-end stuff that's very expensive. And let's just study it a little bit and see, is it really better? What's the intent behind it? I've shown you in my videos things that are a third of the price, that are much greater in performance, where the designer has pure intent and really is a music lover. There are other people in hi-fi that are engineers. They are not music lovers. They can think the numbers and crunch the numbers and make the math and make all the circuits work out, but they're using test tones. They're not even using music, okay? Look at that website with all the jokers that just take spec. I mean, they shouldn't even be in hi-fi. They've got nothing to do with music. Those guys should be in a computer forum, okay, for a bunch of noodleheads that just get chubbies over test tone generators and oscilloscopes and analyzers, and they look at the spec, and that's what gives them wood, is the spec. That's not my world. That's not the hi-fi tribe world. That's not your world. We are about music, okay? And music is priceless. Music has a value. Music is divine creation from a human, and it should be sanctified, okay? And the product, there are certain products that hold that sanctity, and there's other products that milk people using music, which is such a sacrilege to me. I'm sure you probably can understand, okay? So thanks for joining. This is another little installment. I will keep these up to slowly give you the drip of how to understand this all and to differentiate the jackwagon dealers and the jackwagon companies and the music lovers and the good guys, okay? Because there's two different camps here, okay? And we can list brands and dealers, and I could put a whole list together of brands and dealers that are the jackwagons, okay? And then we could put a whole list together of dealers and brands that are the good guys, the music lovers, okay? Come to Expona. I will show you guys the difference, okay? I will be there. I'm going to do another video. We'll rally the troops. I want the hi-fi tribe to show up. I'll do that a separate video. Okay, so anyway, so that is another installment here on getting to understand, spilling the 411, and getting to understand this a little more philosophically and what makes the most amount of sense. Because there's so much input, there's so much stimuli everywhere. I'm going to help you guys weed through the BS and get to the good stuff. Okay, so thanks again for joining. See ya.